Hello Facebook Ads people, I'm Konstantinos and this is the Facebook Ads Breaking News Podcast. Hi guys, podcast 127. Just some notes before we start. I have several topics that I want to discuss. One of them is the AI and the things that happened with True Classic and how the AI enhancements are changing a lot of things. But I'm gonna give, before we start, let me tell you that thank you very much for the support on the course. The course is doing really well. All of you are loving it. Zero refunds. Of course, the course is huge and stuff. Also, another thing which is really crazy about the course is that while I know that a lot of people buy courses and they don't look at them, there's a difference with this course because a lot of people are going through it. The other thing is that the course is huge, which you still have time to see before the Black Friday. There's a promo running with 50% off. Go and check it. There's not going to be, again, a promo like this. And the other thing that I need to say is that for all of you that you are having the membership here, you can just take with $20 per month all of the videos, the paid ones. You can watch them and then you can subscribe. So if you want extra material, this is something that it will help you a lot watching all of the podcasts with a very small price if you don't have the money to go for the course. This is what I would do and this is what we have here so that you can have all this access to all of these answers and the things that we are discussing on the paid part of the podcast. Before we start with our main topics, I need to close the subject with Charley and I need to say some things about how I see it. I have exchanged also some messages with him privately, which I was thinking of sharing. But on the other hand, I'm not going to do, not because I'm afraid of Charley, but because I will tell you what happened there. I don't think that it's going to help anyone if I do. First of all, let's start by saying that I do have a clear opinion in my mind, and my opinion is that Charley is not running any accounts. And I have also another opinion about him. I believe that he says one thing like, I want the debate, I want the debate, I want the debate, I want the debate. And he says it so many times that he ends up believing it. So I believe that in all of these years, he has said so many things that he now believes 100% and he forgot that there are things that he said to feel better or lies or whatever. He's getting angry when I tell him that he doesn't run accounts because he says you're calling me a liar and stuff. And obviously it's his word against mine. But I do believe that he doesn't run our accounts. The other thing is that based on this, I'm saying something and I believe it. Recently he started saying, I have shown accounts. I have been showing accounts. Now he's going to believe it, and in the next argument he's going to say, all of this time I have been showing accounts. Then he says I have spent X amount of money, and he means a very big portion of that is on the agency that he was working. He might be even counting money that they're being spent, and he was consulting on these businesses, for example. For me, this is not management. And the last part, you have to be the most composed person in the earth, the most professional one, the one that doesn't care at all about his ego, and Charley does care about his ego, so that you can take so much bullying from the X or the messages on YouTube and stuff, from people calling you that you are not managing accounts and you're not posting one account and you're going to say, shut the f*** up all of you, this is what they do, don't tell me that I'm not managing accounts. Because he still hasn't posted. Do you know what he has posted? One audit that he has done, which was, for example, a consulting call. Into our private messages, I asked him, tell me honestly, do you run accounts? And he said, I run 3 to 5 accounts. Okay, so I still don't like it because as an answer, because if there are 3 or 5, because I say I ran around 30. Yeah, I cannot remember if it's 27 or 25 or 26 or 30 or 32. But in his case, if you're running 3 or 5, you remember if you run 3, 4 or 5 accounts. It's a very small number, you can remember. What does between 3 and 5 mean? And then I told him I don't believe that. He says, okay, so you call me a liar. The way that the things unraveled in our private messages, which he first sent, and he said, hey, you do your stuff, I do my stuff. We try to educate people, that's all. I told him my opinion also on private because I don't want to change my opinion when somebody talks privately to me. He has tried to take me on his side with these things that he was saying. And then when he realized that this is not going to happen, he started insulting me with his own way. I told you in the previous podcast that Charles is not a saint, and he has done a lot of things bullying people around, and he's taking back what he has done. Like going to Michael Diaz's YouTube channel and posting over there a cocky message of I can teach you how it's working. Then we have other messages of him talking like as if he's the mastermind and all of us were stupid. He called me a plumber with the rents in the videos, like as if it's bad to go on other accounts and see what is working. And him quoting books, which has nothing to do with the Facebook ads inside, it's just general marketing. It's a good thing because it's science. I mean, a completely delusional idea on how this works. With general terms and stuff. Then he told me you cannot take the horse to the water if he doesn't want to. In a way, he is consulting you after some point because he's pissed. Then we can see on Twitter, day 3, he has done a challenge that he's saying that for 7 days I'm gonna post one ad account that is going to have the results of the good results with one CBO strategy or however he calls it. And already on day 3, he's not posting any account, just a testimonial. Basically, he posted 1.5 account, 1 account and stuff. Also, he's not managing accounts, I believe, because the second day after the debate or the same day, he asked for people to send him proof, so he doesn't have his own proof. And at the end of the day, if he had proof, with all of the things that happened over here, he could have posted instead of going the third day and posting this from a guy. This isn't just about me. It's really all about all of you. The thing that Charlie is presenting all of this as if John Menard is a bad guy, that he's misleading us, and he is a Superman or the Zorro, that he's going to save all of us from all of this misery by showing us the truth. And then he shows a testimonial from one guy that says, a message that says, imagine hiring a media buyer who takes ad networks advice at face value, monkey see, monkey do. I've probably scaled campaigns to 350K per day ad spend with 6 ads. That alone proves high volume ain't the only way. Meta pushes high volume creative testing and creative fatigue to get you to spend more, similar to how Google Ads course promotes broad match keywords, so you bid on irrelevant terms and waste your monies. Once you take the red pill, there's not going back. Low 6. If you take magician's word at face value, the illusion will soon become your delusion. So over here we have a person that says something and proves nothing. I'm gonna take my phone over here. I'm gonna go next, and I'm gonna do a little bit of math with you. Just a second. So I'm saying, so day 3 of showing a random guy saying something. Okay, yesterday I have seen a T-Rex. He took me to his back and we went for dinner with Bigfoot in Alaska. The same way you believe him, you have to believe me. Also yesterday I slept with all the Victoria's Secret models, the 2025 ones, okay, not the old ones, the new ones. He says, all I said was that in response to Jordan showing somebody else's work, he showed another account, not somebody else's work. Okay, you keep twisting stuff, providing no context how it happened as a way to somehow prove his point. I was going to share an example every day of how people are succeeding without nearly the same volume. So let's go and see this post over here. We are reading here. You didn't say that. You said, I'll post one ad account a day for a week that shows less than 10K ads and is running 6 figures a day at a profit. Okay, so you didn't say that. Do you know why you're not doing it? Because you don't have accounts, and most likely there are not so many accounts for you to support them and use them. You cannot even gather 7. You gathered only 1 that you have shown, which also goes with what I said, that yes, there is this type of, we can have this type of accounts, but there is not going to be the majority. Also, I'm seeing that the person here that has posted that is actually having in his Twitter, it says 60 million in ad spend. Okay, so I'm going to do simple math, because all the people that they lie, they never do math with a calculator for some reason, which is very easy to do. I'm doing over here 350K, and I just multiplied it with 30 days. Not much, it's just 1 month. This is 10 million spent, okay? So this person in just 1 month, he has done almost 20% of his spend in his life. If this is giving you a lot of credibility, then it doesn't give to me, because in 2 months he has done 40%. Now, Mac, if you have done this in just 1 day, it was Black Friday or whatever, and you're just presenting it as if you have scaled also campaigns. Okay, not 1 campaign, many campaigns. Okay, so my number goes to even higher numbers. If you have done it with 1, if you tell campaigns, the minimum is 2. Okay, so this is for 30 days, this is 20 million. And you say that you have spent 60 million in your life. Okay, so this doesn't add up. Okay, it doesn't make, and you can say, as always, that you forgot to update it and all of that. But I'm sure that if you were spending this money, then the number over there would have been 200, 300 million, whatever that may be. So if you're coming here and you're presenting, first of all, it's a testimonial, so we don't believe it without another account necessarily. But anyway, the second thing is that I'm just seeing people just throwing numbers. At least if you wanna lie or pretend about something, do the calculation so that it will make sense. Okay, and the last thing that I have to say about this one is that it was just already day 3 and nothing was posted, just the testimonials that proves nothing. I never also understood why in real life the testimonials they're actually very important, even on a case when you go to the judges on the court. Let's see a little bit of Twitter for the other things that I wanted to see, because I wanted to comment on something else. So the drama is over, everybody's back to their posts. I can see that Charley is posting normally the general Jubers thing that he's posting, your creative testing, your this and that, and everything. I'm not seeing, I don't know if he has deleted also the old drama over here. No, he hasn't. He's just posting a lot. That's the issue. There is one thing. It says, I do not understand the urgency and pride so many men in our community take in exhibit behavior and mindset and attitude that we would be ashamed to see in our children. I don't know if he's talking about me and the private messages that I'm sending. Then he posted a private message, and actually he's the one that now he's insulting Jordan all the time, but Jordan doesn't care. I think that Jordan has done his part. I told you the debate was completely wrong. It was as if we were talking about the best practices. I don't eliminate the possibility of another account existing that can work with one campaign, but on the other hand, I must tell you that I believe that it's going to be the minority of their accounts. So he just posted this one and says, tiny men and their solid DMs, unsolicited DMs. This is what we need to improve on as a community. Championing this kind of toxicity. Lol, you're such a coward, it's hilarious. Why not just move on, bro? It's the messages from Jordan. It's our job to confront disturbed people and to disturb comfortable people with simple truth and accountability. Then the 1 account per day. We have on day 4 another one which says, I love this from this person. He blocked me years ago, doesn't like me. And he says, I voted for Charley, doesn't like him, blocked him years ago. So the day 4, it was actually him posting a tweet, not another account again. Guess why? But the parameters of the debate, as I understood this, is creative volume necessary, and it's not. I have 7-figure accounts with 30-50 creatives used annually. You argued best practices, not what's possible. I totally agree with Derek Mullins, it's his name, and apparently Charles used this for day 4, which proves nothing. So that's all, I guess. Let's close the drama with all of this kind of thing with Charley. Still, my opinion is this: he doesn't run accounts, he just consults. Whoever is flexing houses, how much he makes, Lambos and all of that, I think that it's time to mature as an internet community and not follow them. Follow the people only that they show you proof of their work, so that you're going to be okay with it. And the proof, no, it's not a Lambo, because maybe they're taking the Lambo just because you are believing and you're buying something out of them. And this is what is funding the Lambo, okay? I'm not gonna share the messages. I wanna end the drama. So I'm not gonna share the messages with Charles. I don't think it's actually flattering for him, because after some point he started insulting with his own way, when he has understood that we cannot be friends or whatever, because I still believe that he's not running accounts, and I believe that him not saying that is not okay. He called me a plumber with the Reds, as I told you, and all of that. Again, my main argument here is that I believe that he doesn't have bad intentions, but I believe that he says so many things one thing when he's doing a tweet or whatever, that he ends up believing it. That's the only thing that I believe it's happening, and this is how I can interpret it. The same way that he believes that he has spent billions because some of those it was from an agency, the same way that he might believe that he has spent his money from consulting calls, that he's doing so it's his spend. Maybe he was running ads for a period, but now I don't believe he does. In the way that he talks and in the way that he answers, I can understand that he's not running ad accounts. When you're running ad accounts, you have seen a lot of things. In the same way that I'm not excluding the possibility of the one campaign working, it's because I'm running accounts and I know better that you cannot go and you can impose that there's only one thing that's working. So I believe that this is the case. Now, I'm going to conclude this by saying it's very difficult on the internet to understand who is telling the truth or not, or at least who is telling his own truth. You can do a channel and you can say whatever you want, and the answer can be, prove me wrong. Prove me that this cannot happen in an account. Prove this, prove that. And you cannot prove all of that. I cannot prove, for example, that Charles is not running any other accounts. I assume it, but I cannot prove it. And he can come out in a video and he can say, you call me a liar, you are a liar, and all of that. you can never know what is the truth 100% with the internet, and this is the big problem that we have, that everybody can say anything that they want, and you cannot necessarily prove them wrong, because maybe, yes, there is one account that is running with the one CBO strategy, and Charles, maybe on March he managed one account, for example, but still for me, the sum up of all of this is this, that I do believe he's not running ad accounts, I do believe he's only teaching, and I do believe that if he wasn't, he was going to show us accounts, because it would be easy, instead of taking accounts of other people, which is the thing that I told you that he believes. Just because he said it many times, he believes it now, that Jordan Menard took the job of someone else and took the credit for it, so I'm doing the same. Okay, so I just don't get it, guys. I think that this concludes the drama, and I'm not gonna bother again unless if he triggers me a lot in any of his tweets, and I'm gonna reply, which I doubt it, because he started again posting his normal content, which I don't like anyway, because I believe it's general stuff that they don't apply necessarily within the Meta Ads Manager. For instance, if we're calling about the Eugene Schwartz, for example, the 5 stages of awareness, which is one of the fundamentals of marketing, we cannot apply it right now inside Meta. Because if we just quote it as a book, it's okay, but if you think it at the end of the day, we cannot, because now Meta is taking from the middle of funnel, bottom of funnel people and adds it on the top of funnel with all the retargeting that it does on the top of funnel campaigns. So no, you cannot have campaigns which are completely stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 without any problem. And this is where the theory comes, and this is where the knowledge on how the platform works comes, and this is where the judgment and your experience on the ad accounts helps to understand that this thing is not, while it's theory, it doesn't mean that it's going to work like this inside Meta in the way that Meta is working right now. So quoting books and talk about science and all of that, it's not okay. And calling people plumbers that they work on the ad accounts, because want this or not, we cannot just go based on what Meta always says, because it has been proven through the years that Meta has also an agenda that is pushing, and it's not necessarily the one that it's in our benefit. It's good for you to watch it so that you can understand where they want to go, the direction that they want to take. But at the end of the day, if you think of it, it doesn't mean that they are always telling the truth, first of all, or they are always achieving the algorithm to work in the way that they want since day one when they do changes. So I believe that yes, the plumbers, as I am, and I'm gonna be proud saying that I'm a plumber with Ernst Charles, they are important for their ad accounts, because we see the behaviors and the patterns every day, and we try to interpret what we see there instead of just reading theory. And it's very easy to do consults all the time, because first of all, you don't have to do the job after the call, which is managing the ad accounts. The second thing is that you can say whatever you want, and then if things go bad, you can blame them that they didn't do it properly. Okay, so consulting calls is the safest thing to do. Okay, you go to the call, you just drag your body to the call, you say what you have to say, then you leave, and that's it. Okay, so zero accountability. If they do bad, it's up to them. If they do good, you can take credit for it. Everybody's happy. Always the one that is doing the consulting, it's actually winning. So this is why I believe that a lot of times you are speaking from a perspective, because from perspective of safety, because you haven't seen the consequences. When I'm talking about Facebook ads, a lot of things that I'm saying are tested across accounts, because if they don't, people are just going to fire me. So I think that we live in two different worlds, and I understood that from the messages. And I'm gonna close this by saying, just because you're saying something many times in your ex post or in yourself, it doesn't mean that it's the truth. And it doesn't mean that we're going to believe it just because you said it many times. And have a nice life, Charles, and I hope that you're going to be successful with the way that you want to be successful. I want to be successful with managing Facebook ads. If you want to be successful with consulting, be my guest, and I hope that you're going to be fine. We close this chapter. End of drama. Enough. Now, let's go a little bit and talk about some things that I have seen coming up, which are pretty new. First of all, our main topic is the thing that happened with the True Classic. And we have here Brian, that he says, how did we go from this, which is this image, to this? And basically it has also a message that says, the softest fleece they'll ever wear. Perfect for blah blah. It looks like as if the grandma is going to die the next day, for example, and it's the perfect fleece that she has ever worn, you know. The thing about True Classic over here is that I don't know if this is their own target audience also, so I don't understand it from this perspective, but from what I'm seeing over here, the image on the left, by the way, this is the epitome of an AI grandma, like all the grandmas that we have seen from dropshippers, closing stores and stuff. It's exactly this same grandma that AI is generating. So we have True Classic over here that it's whining about the AI enhancements and how it has changed all of this. I had my own experiences with AI enhancements, and I have seen crazy stuff happening, so I keep turning them off, but it was actually really funny because from a young person, it took it to an old person for no reason. I guess the thing that we're trying to do on our own with diversification, this is how AI gets it also, and maybe said, let's do a creative for older people, and maybe it's going to start having sales there. So the different angles is something that the AI is understanding and is trying to do. This is what I'm getting from that, except from the fun part, that it's really fun on how on how it unraveled. Okay, now we got this mail that came that says a new simplified way to set up your sales campaigns. Tomorrow we're excited to announce the launch of a new streamlined campaign creation setup for e-commerce advertisers using the sales objective. This update is part of our ongoing efforts to make campaign setup faster, more intuitive, and more effective for your business. So the big change over here is the catalogs. Basically, it says that automatic catalog selection, your product catalog will now be automatically selected on the campaign level. So we don't have anymore the selection of the catalog on the ad level and all the problems that it used to create from where you're going to pick it or not. Flexible campaign setup options. You can continue to achieve your business goals with the same variety of campaign setups that you're used to, whether you prefer manual setup using enhancements like show products or creating fully dynamic ads. Having a catalog selected will no longer determine which setup options you have to access. Simplified product set selection. Product sets are now selected at the ad level, making it easier to manage which products are promoted in ad. Why this matters? This new flow is designed to reduce manual steps, minimize errors, and help you launch campaigns more efficiently. And then it has some frequently asked questions, which I'm not gonna bother reading, but it has one which actually caught my attention. Will selecting a catalog affect the delivery of my manual ads that don't feature any products? Delivery of manual ads won't be affected by catalog during the duration of this test. In fact, we recommend keeping the catalog selecting for all formats, and we envision that in the future this will help achieve more optimal outcomes for all type of ads. And then it says, what's happening to the settings of my existing campaigns. The campaign creation experience for existing campaigns will not be affected. So the ads that you already have, they're not going to be affected by that. Next topic for today, creative diversification is something that we hear a lot. And here we have a chart from Meta explaining what is for them diversification. We have over here in the first left side, similar message, same style is less diversification. Then we have on the middle, differentiated messages, same style. Then we have on the right side, differentiated message and differentiated style. So basically, nothing crazy. Again, it says that if you change the style and the copy and everything, it's going to be diversified. But why I'm posting this? Because we're having here a tool that it's not ready yet, but it would be interesting. It's called Creative Similarity. And as I have seen here, it has some features that you are going to be able to see if you're having creative similarity between your creatives and stuff. I have never seen this tool live until now. It's just on documentation, but maybe we're going to see it in the future. There's not much to comment on that because I will see how it goes and how much is going to be important and all of these kind of things. But for sure, if you have this tool, I'm going to make videos about it explaining how it works. The previous week we had a problem with initiate checkouts. It started on the 9th of October and it's not only the previous week, so for almost 2 weeks. And it ended on the October 24, around that. You will see the pre-screen over here that API was reporting more checkouts than usual. It was a problem between the integration of Shopify and the Facebook, and we had an inflation on the initiate checkout. We had also some bad results in this period. I don't know if it's because of this. Yeah, I don't know if it's because of this, but for sure, right now, video shooting this, it's the 30th of the month, and today, yesterday and the day before, so the last 2 days, 29 and 28 were amazing days. Especially the 29th was a very good day for Meta Ads. And we can see this, that it's coming after it has been fixed. We have the initiate checkout problem fixed. Go check your ad accounts to see if you had this problem. Basically, only the API was over-reporting checkouts here. Let's go to the next topics. Next topic is we have this chart over here, which shows with the red all the different things here. I'm taking them. So basically, we're having from the ads delivery, which is the red one, we can see how many outages we have on this period, which is kind of crazy. And we see also how the increase that we have over here in the outages, but especially for ad delivery, which also proves that they were doing changes most likely, and also proves that we were having problems with our ads. It wasn't the best period. Of course, I'm not saying that it was a devastating period. I had accounts that they were doing okay and well, but yeah. Let's go to the next one, which is optimize your ad creative with a new creative testing tool. It's a new tool that all of us we have seen. Basically, it's the image that you can see on the right side saying creative testing, compare up to 5 different versions of your creative in a test that helps ensure delivery to new test ads about creative test. I haven't tested this extensively, but it's a new feature, so we have to actually show it. Let's read what it says here. Go to an existing ad or create a new one in Ads Manager. Click the Setup Test button and choose your test settings. Update the creative for your new ads and publish your test. If you're asking me, I haven't used it. In general, I'm not using the things that Meta is proposing, especially if they're new, and I'm waiting for others until I see something going, then I'm starting using it. Now, very good news, at least for me. Because I told you my opinion. I believe that in 1 or 2 years, maybe at the end of 2026, maybe later, it doesn't matter. I believe that Meta is going to automate everything and media buyers are not going to exist. Creative agencies are going to be the real leaders at that point, because we're going to need a lot of creatives. I don't know if Meta is going to fix a little bit the situation and make the AI enhancements better, and we're not going to need so many creatives because the meta is going to produce them. On the one side, it really makes me, I'm afraid of how Meta is going to control everything. But on the other hand, if this is what they are going to do, it's fine. I have done my part all of these years. I'm full. Maybe it's time for me to move on to something else. And what is the something else? ChatGPT. So I was thinking of three things. Either I was going to do developing, which I like coding and stuff, and maybe I'm going to start something like this. But then ChatGPT did an announcement over here that it's going to introduce ads. There is no way that I'm not going to go and do ads inside ChatGPT. And also we have another thing which I'm now testing. It's uploading. With some good results, but I cannot post anything about uploading yet because I'm posting only things when I'm certain about them, or at least in a very good percentage sure about them. So my future, I believe it's going to be on ChatGPT and uploading, and I don't know if they're going to make it automated or not, also there, but for sure this is what I'm thinking. Now, let's read this. ChatGPT is about to introduce ads. You spend months telling it about your divorce, your new job search, your kids' health problems, where your vacation, what you're afraid of. OpenAI just hired 630 Meta employees, 20% of the entire company, to figure out how to turn those members into ads. Projected revenue, 25 billion by 2029. The same CEO who called this scenario dystopic and a trust-destroying moment is now exploring it anyway, because the company burns 8.5 billion annually and won't see profit until 2029 without a new revenue stream. Here's how it works. ChatGPT new memory feature doesn't just remember what you tell it to save. It references all your past conversations automatically, every chat, every detail, every vulnerable moment. Where you live, your pets' names, your family names, your data restrictions, your career struggles, your health anxieties. It's funny because once I asked ChatGPT about the store of my wife, and it says, I know that this is your wife, because I said, what's your opinion about this store, location, blah, blah. And it says, I know that this store is from your wife, so I'm going to reply that it's a good store, blah, blah, and all of that. And I was kind of shocked that it knew it. Maybe I have mentioned it, I don't know. When ads roll out in 2026, that memory becomes targeting data. Ask about running shoes. It already knows you hate gyms, but love hiking because you mentioned in 3 months ago. Ask for recipe ideas. It knows your kid has a peanut allergy from that panic conversation last summer. Internal employees at OpenAI literally ask themselves if they're becoming too much like Meta. The answer is yes, because Meta is OpenAI now. You trust it with your thoughts because it felt like a tool, neutral, helpful, yours. But tool doesn't need 25 billion net revenue. You're not the user anymore, you're the data. Welcome. OpenAI is hiring a growth media marketing platform engineering to help develop tools. The role is part of new ChatGPT growth team tasked with building the backbone of OpenAI in-house paid marketing platform. I can't wait. The fact that they're coming from Meta means that it's going to be a similar interface. Perfect. The same happens with uploading. They have a very similar interface. So, why we care? OpenAI wants to monetize free users via ChatGPT Ads by 2026. According to reports, it seems that OpenAI is now starting to build the ad buying infrastructure so brands can run campaigns on ChatGPT that would give advertisers access to new platform with massive reach, 700 million weekly users as of August. Crazy. I was actually amazed. I was in the theater and there was a guy next to me, 60 years old. I was looking something at ChatGPT, maybe for other plays for the theater and stuff. And I turned to my left, which is where he was sitting, and I could see him that he was asking ChatGPT about the act or something. And I say, okay, so he's 60 years old and he's using ChatGPT. That's amazing. Crazy to my eyes, at least. Another podcast that I really enjoyed, so many topics. We closed the drama and all of that. And I will see you guys on the next one. This is the end of the first part of the Facebook Ads Breaking News podcast. If you don't want to miss the second half of the podcast, where I'm answering all the remaining questions of the week, visit my Patreon page following the link on the description. This was the Facebook Ads Breaking News podcast. Like it or not, it is what it is.